Today on PlayStation News, Sony pulls the plug on Concord, Ballistic Moon layoffs confirmed, Astrobot Platinum length revealed, Black Myth Wukong may get DLCs, and more. Let's get to it. Hello friends, welcome back to PlayStation News, where we talk about the top PlayStation and gaming stories for the day. Hoping you are doing great, and let's get into our first story right away. We start with the news that Concord is officially dead at Sony after 2 weeks since its launch. The developer had been radio silent since then, which was not a good sign. Now I go to the PlayStation blog where Ryan Ellis, game director at Fireworks Studios, explained that they had been closely listening to player feedback on the game's launch on PS5 and PC and thank everyone for their support. While they understand that some people enjoy the game on both platforms, the launch was not where they hoped it to be. As a result, the game will be taken offline on September 6th and they will be exploring better ways to reach players, with the game being removed from sale already. Besides that, they are offering full refunds to everyone on either PS5 or PC, so that's PlayStation Direct, PlayStation Store or Steam as well. And even from other retailers, they will be offering refunds as well, and you would have to contact with the retailer. And we have been talking about Concord in previous episodes, how it failed to gain an audience. We were exploring in yesterday's episode how it may create a crisis for the rest of Sony's live service games, and I did that episode without knowing that it was gonna close. I don't think anyone had the idea that it was gonna go this bad. I was also talking in previous episodes, like I thought that Sony would try giving like trials on PlayStation Plus, maybe add it as a free game on PlayStation Plus at some point, and it would end up becoming probably free to play. And I didn't think that they were gonna nuke the game entirely out of existence. They have said that they are exploring options, but I don't think this game comes back at all. So yeah, I think they saw the negative feedback that they were getting, and they preferred to remove the stain that this game has been. And like you see other failed live service games, like there's Anthem, Redfall, there's Suicide Squad. And even for the ones that have been closed already, Knockout City or Paragon, even like Babylon's Fall from Square Enix, they stayed longer than 2 weeks, and some are even available right now. Like you could play Anthem right now, and it's constantly at like $2 or something. So yeah, I don't think anyone thought that they would be this bad. They would go this bad, and like they also announced 3 seasons of content, which is apparently they had like a year of cutscenes or something like that. So all that work is gonna go to waste. Now I seriously fear for Fireworks Studios. Like as I said, they have been working on this for 8 years, and again, it was not my kind of game. My reaction to the game on when they revealed it at the State of Play, I liked the CGI and I was surprised by the CGI, but once they said that it was a hero shooter, my interest in the game went like to zero. But again, I feel for the developer. They worked on this for 8 years, and it had this reaction, and it's ending like this. So as we were talking in yesterday's episode, this puts a lot of pressure to all of the other live services and studios working on live service games. Jade Raymond and Haven Studio working on Fair Games, Guerrilla Games working on the Horizon multiplayer, and also Bungie with all of the issues that they have with Marathon. Now we'll see what happens with them. It appears that, according to Chris Dring from GameIndustry.biz, they were covering this news on the recent podcast, and he said that he heard that Sony has more faith in Fair Games from Haven Studio and Jade Raymond than they did on Concord. So I don't know if that's true, because I think they also had faith in Concord. They also believe in Concord so much that they bought the developer from another publisher. So they believe in the game, and they got a whole studio because of it. The game is also part of the Amazon TV series Secret Level that is gonna premiere, I believe, in December. They also made a controller with themed around this game, so they hope this game was gonna be like the next big IP from them, for Sony. And yeah, this is the end result. So again, the failure is in Sony's management for not learning that there was not that much of an interest in this game, and their competition was a lot stronger, being most of them free to play. So yeah, we'll see what happens if they bring Concord back again. I don't think it will come back. But yeah, as of now, it's going to go down on September 6th, and people are now, the ones that are playing and want to get the platinum, they have started going into some matches and killing themselves just to get XP and level up so that they can get the platinum. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about all these issues with Concord and the whole failed launch. It's a huge monumental failure for Sony. So yeah, let me know if you played the game, if you enjoyed it, and all of that. Let's move to our next story, which is an addition to what we were covering yesterday regarding layoffs at Ballistic Moon. So there were some rumors after 2 developers were laid off, and they confirmed that they were working on Until Dawn for at least 1 or 2 years. Now again, Ballistic Moon is the studio responsible on the Until Dawn remake, and they are a UK studio that was formed from ex-Supermassive developers. Now we have the official confirmation from the studio that they are going after, they are doing a significant restructuring to the studio, even if the game is not out yet. So what they said is that the gaming industry is facing complex challenges, and as part of that, they have been confronted with the difficult reality that they have to make adjustments to secure the future of the studio. And they still remain committed to the launch of Until Dawn on October. And they express gratitude to all of the team members that have been laid off or that will be laid off. So yeah, it's really unfortunate that we are having all these cuts in the gaming industry, regardless of the studio, of the size of the studio, or even what games they are doing. So yeah, I really hope that the developer doesn't have to make any more cuts, and hoping the best for everyone that was affected. Next, we have more news on Astrobot, and we were talking about it yesterday. We are only a couple of days away from launch. Now there's new information regarding the platinum length, which has caused a little bit of controversy. Now this was posted by PlayStation Game Sites on Twitter. The game takes about 13 to 16 hours to platinum, and in terms of difficulty, it's not that difficult. It's like the same type of difficulty as Astro's Playroom, which was a platinum that you could get from 4 to 6 hours, and that was free, included with every PS5. Now this is $60 for 13 to 16 hours. So in the same thread that PlayStation Game Sites posted this, there were some people shocked about how short the game is, and some were even like canceling their pre-orders and gonna wait for the game to go on sale. Now, at least for me, it's like a perfect length of a game. I have mentioned several other times that there's a lot of games that are going either free to play, or they are huge time sinkers that go for like 100-200 hours. And I do love my open worlds that take that time. I do like my Witcher 3 and Assassin's Creed games that take that long. But I think that these games from the PS3 generation, PS2 generation, that were like contained experiences, really short, that you could beat on a full weekend, those are now really far between. Like, we don't get that many of them. So I appreciate the approach for Team SOB here, and I'm fine with 13 to 16 hours. Now, I understand why people may be disappointed about that. Like, money is tight in 2024, and you would like to maximize as much as possible what games you get. I guess if you compare it to like a Mario game that goes for about 30 hours, you may have a point as well. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think 13 to 16 hours is fine, or what is the perfect length for a game for you? Moving on, now we have some news about Black Myth Wukong and possible DLCs according to a popular leaker. So the news is from Lunatic Ignus on Twitter, who said that the studio is planning to launch 2 DLCs before moving into a sequel. This is because one of his sources found files for characters that were meant to be on a sequel, and also the fact that Game Science planned for this game to be 13 chapters, but they went with only 6 long chapters because there was like a budget constraint in that sense. So yeah, this DLC, they will start working on DLC after they have finished the Xbox version. And Lunatic Ignus says that it could be an announcement, like a summer 2025 announcement around August next year for this DLC announcement. Not sure about when it's gonna be released. And yeah, speaking about the Xbox version, like there's more on the drama of if Sony paid or not for the exclusivity. We were talking a bit about it in yesterday's episode. So we have Paul Tassi from Forbes and also IGN, who said that they have heard from their sources that Sony did in fact pay for an exclusive. There's also Ecstasy's the YouTube leaker that says that the game has some memory issues, and there's also insider Jeff Grubb and Xbox Era's Nick Baker that explained that Sony had helped to finish the game on PS5 specifically, but that there was no payment regarding exclusivity for Sony. Now there's some more information regarding from Digital Foundry and Eurogamer. They back the claims from Paul Tassi and IGN, saying that they have also heard from other sources that have a lot of knowledge on the situation, and it appears that Sony did pay for the exclusivity of the game. Now, like, the question about this has been because, like, if it's exclusive for PS5, why not announce it as a full-on exclusive on PlayStation? To that, what Digital Foundry says is that exclusivity takes different shapes and forms, and not always includes marketing. So yeah, there's that. So again, it seems that we may get 2 DLCs for Black Myth Wukong, and regarding the whole PS5 exclusivity, there's more sources backing that Sony indeed paid for the game to be exclusive, but yeah, it's still not that 100% concrete. So I'll keep covering and see what happens with all of this, and let you know. So let me know if you have been playing Black Myth Wukong, what do you think about it, and if you are looking forward to more with DLC. And with that, let's get into some quick fire stories. So another game that could get DLC is Dragon's Dogma. So Capcom launched the game back in March, and it's the 4th best-selling game of the year so far. But the question is if they will do DLC, and now with Hideaki Tsuno leaving Capcom after 30 years, there's the question if they will do it, although he may have worked on the DLC and left all the work done in that sense. Now, this speculation comes from the fact that there are some encrypted packages that have been gone live on Steam. And what PushSquare says, the source for this story, is that usually means that the developer is working on some additional content behind the scenes. So yeah, we'll see. There's the possibility that we may get additional content for Dragon's Dogma 2, so we'll follow on that. We also have news about Star Wars Outlaws because the game came out last week, and there's information about sales, but so far only from the UK. And we have Christopher Dring again from Game Industry. He posted on Twitter saying that they still don't have all the digital information, but he said that the launch for Outlaws was weak. And in terms of like comparing to the previous launch from the studio, which was Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, it did 15% better in terms of sales. But comparing it to other Star Wars games, specifically to Jedi Survivor, which was the previous AAA Star Wars game from EA, it did 55% less. Now, as he said, they don't have the digital data, and digital is usually like a big chunk of the game, but we'll see how good it did in the end. Investors have not taken this news very well, as the price for the stock for the company has gone to the lowest it has been since 2014. So yeah, we'll see how the game does in the other regions and if it charts on the full ranking for August. Next, there's some news regarding Borderlands. The game was announced at Gamescom, and Gearbox has expanded a little bit more on what fans can expect from the game. And this was in a recent panel at PAX West over the previous weekend. So they were talking about the characters that will be in the game, and there will be 4 new Vault Hunters, which has been the case for all the Borderlands games, I believe. And like they were talking about how or what were the fundamentals to create these characters, and they said that they look at the promises and fantasies that players might have and they would want to explore. And some of the examples that they gave is how they kept the FPS character from Borderlands 1 to Borderlands 2. I mean, not the same character, but the same archetype. But for their sirens or the mage archetype, they changed from a projectile type of abilities on Borderlands 2 to more like melee-based abilities on Borderlands 3. And they will try to keep doing those switches between like the different abilities for the different characters and classes. So yeah, we'll see when they have more to show for Borderlands 4. The game is coming out in 2025, but only for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. So we'll follow on this as well. Next, there's a public service announcement here for Doom 1 and Doom 2. So the games were removed last August when Bethesda launched the enhanced editions. These games were on the Classics catalog for deluxe and premium users. Now they have come back, and there's also a way for you to get the enhanced edition. And here we have Wario64 who said that you can claim Doom 1 or Doom 2, and again, these are the classic Doom games, not like the newer versions. So you can claim either one of them, and after that you will be able to claim the enhanced collection for free. And what's better of this is that the enhanced collection doesn't have any PlayStation Plus license, as you can see in the image here. So you are gonna be able to play Doom 1 and 2 classics as long as you want, even if you don't have PlayStation Plus, unless Sony removes the license and they realize all this mistake. If it was a mistake or if it was intended, we don't know. But yeah, at least you can claim them from PlayStation Plus. And we also have a delayed announcement here. So there's developer Strikers. They are making the free-to-play soccer game UFL, and it was scheduled to launch on September 12th, but now they have published an announcement saying that after 2 open betas they have analyzed all the feedback, and they realized that they need more time for extra polishing and all of that to bring you like the best possible experience. So the game will now release for PS5 and Xbox Series on December 5, with early access for anyone who purchases the UFL starter pack from November 28th. So yeah, the game is now delayed from September to December 5. And that's everything that I have for today on PlayStation news. So let me know what you guys think about these stories regarding everything that's happening with Concord and the game being taken offline and the huge failure this represents for Sony now. Also, what do you think about the Ballistic Moon layoffs and the studio without the Until Dawn remake even coming out? Do you think that 13 to 16 hours is enough for a game to get the platinum on a game like Astrobot for it to be $60? And what do you think about Black Myth Wukong possibly getting DLC and all of the other stories as well? So remember that you can check all of the sources for these stories in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing for more, as it helps the channel a ton. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.